Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Back at it again. What's going on, y'all? New Breed 313 Sports back at it again, man. Definitely like and subscribe to the channel. New Breed 313 Sports. 313 The New Breed Real Talk. Man, without further ado, man, let's get to it. Let's get to it. Got a question for y'all, man. Got a got a question. Who do you think has more grit between the Lions and the Pistons? With this thing that's been going on, um, which uh the fights, the little Piston fight with the Hornets when they just swarm themselves on the Hornets. Who do you think has more grit between the Pistons and the Lions? To me personally, I might have to give I might have to get an edge. Um, Definitely gonna have to give the edge to uh the Lions because they're built on grit. They built on grind. So definitely, definitely, most definitely on that. I feel like I kind of feel as if because like I said, the name is built on grit with the Lions. It's built on it with the Lions because their motto is grit and grind. But when you see the Pistons, when you see Isaiah Stewart, when you see Duran, you see that grit, that grind, and you see that with they they've adopted the Detroit culture on blue collar grit and everything. That's the motto for Detroit is grit. But me personally, I would give the slight edge to the line. I would give it to the Lions because they have more players. They have a 54-man roster, but when it comes to the NBA, it's 12 to 15. And it's a lot guys on the Lions that, have that grit, have that grind. You know, they're based on it when they have a grit grind head coach who's played for the Lions and Dan Campbell. But you start to see these Detroit teams come with that Detroit culture and vibe by the Detroit culture. And they vibe with the fans because they want up more of the fans. They see how Detroit fans are. They see how how their mindset is and stuff like that. And they adapt to it. And that's a good thing. That's a good thing for the most part. But I love the grit and the grind on both teams. I'm loving it with the Pistons. I'll definitely love it with the Lions because I see the practices and everything. But when you see it on the field, when you see it on the court, and they're at one together, you love to see things like that. It's a great thing to see. I love it. I love how they adopted the Detroit culture. And we're going to be behind these teams 100%. We're behind all our Detroit teams, especially the Lions and the Pistons. The Lions, unfortunately, they didn't go to the playoffs, but the last couple of years, they're built on this grit. Their slogan is grit. Now you see with the Pistons and JB Bickerstaff and everybody, they're built. You can see that bad boy mentality. You see that, and they've adapted to it, and they adapt to how the bad boys are, and how they adapt to everybody that's been a Piston. They say what's up. They give them a handshake. These former Pistons have come to the practices and show their support and everything, man, and it's good. And to see the city behind our teams. You know what I'm saying? We willing to go broke to see these teams. So that just tells you how much we care about it. We willing to go broke. We willing to, spend our money to see these teams. Work hard and play hard and everything. I know some people say, man, that's a waste of money, but it's your money. You have the right to spend your money on what you will. If it's on sports or anything, that's your money. Me personally, I love going to sport events. I love spending my money to see sports. I love sports. As you can see, I got a Magic Johnson college jersey on. I love sports. Y'all see my content. I be in so many places, people can't keep up with me in some of these games. But I love going to different games and different sports and stuff. I love it. I'm a fan. So I love it. I love talking about sports. I love playing sports. I just love it. But it's good to see the grit and the grind and how these teams are for the culture, how they embrace the city of Detroit, and how they live by the motto, and how they love the traditional teams that happened before them. You know what I'm saying? We love things like that. We want to see things like that. When we wearing a certain team, or you see somebody wearing the bad boys, the sweatsuits, the shirts, the jackets, you see people with the Isaiah Thomas jerseys, the Dennis Rodmans, you know what I'm saying? Or even to go on the work Pistons with Ben Wallace, Rasheed, Rip, Chauncey, Tayshaun. The tradition, even with the Lions, we going to always love Barry Sanders. We're going to always love Calvin Johnson. We always got special love for Herman Moore, who should be in the Hall of Fame, by the way, and Lomas Brown, by the way. They both should be in the Hall of Fame. I'm just saying. But as fans, we adore these teams. We love these teams. We adapted these teams. We're fans. But to me, I think the Lions have more grit than the Pistons because they're built for it, and they're more players, and you can see it in the practice. Now, I'm not saying the Pistons don't have grit. Oh, they have grit. You see that with Stewart. You see that with Duran. You see that with Asar Thompson. And you definitely see that with Ron Holland. But you see that with Cade, too. He's adapted to the city. He loves playing in this city. Anybody that endures into a 28-game losing streak and you still want to stay on this team and still want to be here, that tells you right then and there. They adopted the culture. They love the city. They want to see, after what we've been through as fans, they want to see the fans win too. They want to be behind everything too. We haven't won a football championship since 57. We haven't won an NBA title since 2004. You know what I'm saying? Red Wings, we haven't won one since 2008? Haven't been to the playoffs in the last 10 years or something like that? You know what I'm saying? Tigers, we were in the playoffs. We haven't been to the World Series since 2012. We haven't won a World Series since 84. So it's just good to have all four teams playing well. You know what I'm saying? Four good teams. Not too many cities can say that, but we can say that. It's a great thing to see. It's a great thing to just sit there and watch. I love it. I love to see the grit and the grind and, players playing hard and we seeing that. We just saying, it ain't all about just the money. It's like, if you want to, we like seeing these teams and these players play hard too. It's a lot of players out here that they get their money and then they don't want to play hard. They just like, okay, well, I got my money. That's all I need to do. There's too many of that in sports. And you see that. You see that all the time. You see a lot of these players. That's why a lot of these players get hurt. They don't practice like they used to. They don't, take care of their bodies like they used to. You see a lot of these, you see a lot of these players complain about, oh, it's too many games. 82 games is too much. Like, come on. Now you got WNBA crying about how many games they play. Y'all don't even play that many games. Y'all play half the games the NBA play. Like, come on, man. Now you doing the unrivaled thing. Hey, that's on them. But I love being a Piston fan. I love being a Lions fan. I love being a Detroit fan. I'm always be a Detroit fan until the day I'm gone. You know, I've been a Detroit fan for almost 45 years. I will be 45 this year. You know what I'm saying? I love sports. I love being a fan. I love it. I couldn't tell you the sports stuff that I have, the memorabilia that I got. Man, it's crazy. But I love being a fan and I love sports. I collect a lot of sports stuff. Have I gone down there broke collecting this stuff? Yes. Yes. And I'm still trying to recover. But I love it. Every time I see this stuff, I just be like, and I see it signed or I just have it as a collector's item. I love it. Love going to these games. Love seeing the fight. I love going to a Lions game and I see Panay Sewell down there encouraging his team. Every game, every home game, every road game. I love seeing that. I love seeing John Mason calling out the Pistons lineup. Every time when there's a turnover, it's Detroit basketball. You know what I'm saying? Love when Red Wings fans throw the octopus on the ice. Love that. You know what I'm saying? Love to when the Tigers do what they got to do. And the fans going crazy. The playoffs last year was crazy. It was crazy. You know what I'm saying? It's just Detroit show up and show out when it comes to our teams. When we got good teams, we out there. Even when we got bad teams, we out there. We showing our support. The real fans show real support. You know what I'm saying? But I love the grit and the grind, man. It's like it reminds us of us as Detroiters. We always go through the trenches. We a blue collar city. We know all it is about grit and grind. We live that every single day in our lives. When you live in a tough city like Detroit, you got to go through the trenches. You got to go through the grit. You got to go through the grind. You got to go through everything to survive out here. That's the way we are as Detroiters. We love that. That's how we are. That's all we know. Yeah, we are tough individuals. You have to be tough living in the city of Detroit. You got to be tough when you're a fan out here. As many years as we did disappointed. But we still show up and show off for our teams every single year because we love sports. We love our city sports. We love our college sports. We love our sports here. Just like any other fan anywhere else. We love it. You know what I'm saying? Love that. But like I said, if it's up to me, I think it's the Lions that got more grit because that's what they own. You see that with Kirby Joseph. You see that with Brian Branch. You see that with Hutch. You know what I'm saying? You see that with David Montgomery. You see that with Jahmyr Gibbs. You see that with Amon-Ra St. Brown. They'll go through that grit. You know what I'm saying? That's what they do. That's what they model of. You see that with Dan Campbell. Every time you see him. You know, you go through you see the grit. You see Isaiah Stewart. You see Durham. You see all these guys that want to win, that have been through the trenches. When you go through a losing streak like that and you still want to be on this team and still got love for the fans, if that ain't grit and grind, I don't know what is, man. That's why I got so much respect for Cade Cunningham. Cade could have just been like, you know what, man, they losing. I don't even want to be here. Because if that was Jalen Green, he would have asked for a trade. I'm going to just keep it a buck. Any other person, they would have asked for a trade. But that just proves how tough Cade is. That proves that he sees the potential in this team. And to see what this team has done this season and be the second best team in the NBA behind the Thunder, man, who would have thought that? I think we knew they was going to be a nice team. We didn't think they was going to be top of the Eastern Conference good. And I think this is the best time for them to do what they got to do, because next year, man, it's going to be tough. You're going to have Halliburton come back. You're going to have Tatum. You're going to have all these guys in the East, and they're going to be ready. So the time is now to do something, man. The Knicks trying to do something. The Cavs got James Harden. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, man, the Raptors is getting better, even though the Pistons took care of them today. But right now, man, it shouldn't be anybody the Pistons should fear in the Eastern Conference. It shouldn't be. I know some people would say it's the Knicks. Some people would say Orlando. You know, some people would say, you know, the Cavs. We'll see. We'll see. But they in the driver's seat. You know what I'm saying? I got faith in them. Even throughout this thing that happened, I still got faith in them. So I just love to see the grit and the grind on all these teams, man. They play hard. If you want to spend your money, you want to spend your money. You want it to be worth it. If this team win, this team lose, you want to know if they got it, if they give everything they got. Did you get your money's worth? You know what I'm saying? That's the thing. And I love my city sports. I'm always love it, man. Like if it's a loss, if it's a win, I'm always love it. That's just how I am. I love sports. Y'all gonna pretty much see me in some sport gear damn near every video, man. So y'all stay tuned to that, man. Thank y'all. But that's all I got, man. Y'all tell me who has more grit, who got more grind. You know, the Pistons, the Lions. Tell me what y'all think, man. Do y'all see the Pistons going to the finals? You know, what's your expectations for the Lions next year? Like I said, man, who you think got more grit, the Lions or the Pistons, man? So that's my time, man. Like and subscribe to the channel, The New Breed 313 Sports. I know I kind of spelled it a little wrong. I didn't think I spelled it completely wrong on here, but it's the one at the bottom there, The New Breed 313 Sports, 313 The New Breed, Real Talk. I want to thank y'all so much for looking at this video. Everybody that's on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, all platforms. My name is the same name, all platforms. Same two names, all platforms. So thank y'all so much, man. Love y'all, man. Respect y'all. Until next time, peace.